she had a slumber party upstairs. The next morning, she's like, "Could you hear us talking?" I said, "Oh yeah." She said, "How much?" I said, "Everything." She said, "Girls are worse than guys, aren't they?" I said, "Oh yeah." I said, "Especially that one friend of yours that's been married to the lawyer 3 times, Carrie." I said, "She's evil." I said, she gave me goosebumps just thinking about that. I said, she's picked a hardcore capitalist pocket 3 times. And she was up there bragging about it last night. And she's like, yeah, she was. I'm scared to be around her, I told her.
Okay, I think I've got everything set. So, there we go. Okay, hold on just a second. And I'll get this off and running here. Hold on. Welcome to Ion Fitness. Also, welcome to our guest, Melinda Ann. How are you?
I am great. Thank you for having me.
Melinda joining us today on Skype. She's also joining us today here on Ion Fitness. And we've also got the professor, as we call him, Steve Lubsey, with us. Steve, give us a little background here on our guest today.
Well, I ran across Melinda about 2 years ago, and we come up with this idea about doing this TV show, Cast Iron Ladies. She picked the name, actually. I was thinking like Fitness Fatales.
You're the one to blame.
Yes. She come up with this Cast Iron Ladies name, and we went with it.
Now,
go ahead.
Melinda, why did you pick Cast Iron Ladies to put that with the reality show and everything?
You know, honestly, Jiggy, what happened was when Steve and I were talking about names, this one came to my head immediately.
Yeah.
You know, just trying to think of something original, something different, something that's not out there, because, I mean, there's a ton of names that want to describe women in fitness.
Yeah.
But you know what? When you look at the end effects of what our bodies really look like when we get on stage, they are cast iron hard bodies. And it just came to my head, and I fell in love with it. I called Steve immediately, and I threw it at him, and it's been the name of the show since then.
Now, tell us about your fitness background. How did you get started in the fitness world?
Well, what happened to me was I was turning 40, the big 40. Had to make just trying to think of what I was going to do for my big 40. Everybody was asking, and I've been ill, Jiggy. A lot of people will learn about my story and why I chose to go down the fitness road. I've always been an athlete since I was young. I'm the oldest of 8, and I was the only one that was really as athletic as I was in school. And I died from having a cancerous tumor removed on the surgery table. It took them 6 hours to keep me alive. I was very ill. So I'm very happy to be here and, to be alive to see what I have. So anyway, I was going to the gym. I bought a membership at the beginning of the year. I was like, I'm going to be 40 this year.
Yeah.
And I'd kind of been out of it for a while. So I bought a membership, and I had a couple of trainers ask me if I'd ever thought about competing. They said, you have a great physique for it. Have you thought about it? You should give it a shot. And I said, I never have. And they gave me the details. They sat me down and kind of bugging me a little bit. And then I said, you know what? Why not? This will be something that will teach me strength and discipline and, all of that stuff. And why not have the best body at 40 years old? So that's when I decided to compete. I was a little skeptical and a little worried, but I knew, the diet obviously scares everybody. But just dove right into it and fell in love and got on stage, had an amazing time. My first time competing, I was first call out, and I was up there with a couple of pros, and I took home a trophy.
Amazing. Tell me about the day of for your first competition. What is that like from the time you get up till the time that they handed you the trophy?
You mean the time that you don't sleep pretty much the whole night because you're nervous? No, I think I got like about 3 hours of sleep, and it was just, I think for me, obviously you get nervous, you're scared,
yeah.
And but I was just thinking of food. I knew my trainer said I was gonna have some rice cakes and peanut butter, and I was so excited, like for rice cakes and peanut butter. But I got on stage, or I got out there when I was there, and got the makeup on, the hair was going. It was very exciting. 6 months for me training hard, changing my life around this,
Yeah.
and doing the best that you can. And all I thought, I wasn't expecting to win, Jiggy. I really wasn't. I was getting up there thinking, I look amazing. I am so proud. I am happy that I'm here. I'm happy that I finished it, and I'm just gonna get up there and I'm gonna have fun. And I had a great time. Was in total shock when I got first call out, and they had us up there for a minute, because like I said, I was up against a couple of pros, my first time, and so I was nervous, a little shaky, but I just kept saying, you know what, I was just up there, just shaking it around, having a good time. And then we went back, and my trainer had already told me when I got off. She's like, "Oh, you placed," and I was like, "How do you know?" She goes, "I know." So she did. She let me have a small lunch and some coffee, and that's all I got to have. And then went back that evening, and they called me out again, and they placed us there, and there was my trophy, and I couldn't believe it. And it was just such an amazing feeling that I got there and I accomplished something that I wanted so bad and worked so hard
It's
for.
safe to say the sport is addicting, isn't it?
Oh my gosh, it is addicting. It is very addicting. I'm ready to get on stage again. Obviously, you guys, there's a lot that's been happening in my life this past year. I'm here in New York with Carlos, and we're doing, some wonderful things with Cast Iron Lady. So we're both actually going to compete this spring. We're going to pick a show and take everybody with us through the journey of training hard. As a matter of fact, I just got back from the gym, so hence why I'm still in workout clothes. But so we're gonna get on stage, him, doing bodybuilding, probably and some men's physique, and I'm gonna get back on stage because it is addicting. Whether you're gonna compete again, or it's just a lifestyle that you stay maintained with, and you know what, it'll be with me forever. I can't ever see myself stopping.
This is the best hobby somebody could ever choose, and obviously sometimes it's no longer a hobby because it becomes more than a full-time job. But it's definitely. Think about when you first started and look how far you've come with this, and now there's the TV show. And
Oh my God.
tell Jiggy some of the other stuff that we've got lined up for the show.
Well, I understand that we are going to be meeting with Ava. We're going to be getting the other ladies. We're going to be doing some red carpet events. We're supposed to be get some invites to Cast Iron Ladies, getting out there, getting known. We're going to be filming some more, I believe, with the Wounded Warriors, which I'm really excited about. And just, really just taking everybody through the lives of what not only me, but there are thousands and thousands of women, strong women, single moms, married women, or just single women who take on this lifestyle and have an amazing story behind their journey to being fit. So we have so much of that to see, that we just want to show everybody, because a lot of people feel that, they don't have time, or that they'll never be able to reach their goals the way we did, and we'll be able to show them how. And even no matter with all the things we've got going on in life, you can still do it, and everybody will be able to relate. So that's, the motivating part, the inspiration side of it is what, gets my motors going more than anything, to help more people get healthy. Again, I got sick last October and had ITP and almost died again. If I hadn't gone in, I would have been dead. I was spontaneously hemorrhaging on the inside of my body, and it was moving to my brain. And they said if I hadn't gone in, I would have been dead that night.
That's definitely scary.
They didn't even know how I walked in there looking normal, other than they could see the blood bruises all over me. But they said that if it was because my body was so strong and healthy, and that is the only way that I was able to walk in and handle such a critical state. That it will forever stay with me, and while I will always stay fit and healthy, because I could have been dead again.
Well, I'll tell you, you're an inspirational story. Take us through your training here for a competition, and when you're not in competition mode.
Well, sometimes it's hard for me to shut off one or the other. Thank goodness I've got Carlos to sometimes talk some sense into me, because I always feel like I'm in competition mode. and I tend to diet and train. But obviously the diet is a little bit more different when you're in competition mode, because your diet is 80% of how your body looks. And so the diet is obviously way more intense. You do carb cycling. I mean, it's not a diet that everybody who just wants to maintain and be in shape and look good and be healthy needs to be on. Obviously, this is for people like us who compete in this sport to do. So, you know what? I think as far as training, I still go hardcore. When you're used to lifting the way you do, it's been changed up a lot training with Carlos, because he's got a different way of working out each muscle group. And I've learned a lot, and my body's actually, I've put on more muscle, good lean muscle. But the training part in the gym kind of doesn't go away. You're maybe not in there as much than when you are in a competition mode, but that part it still stays the same. You kind of lift the same weight. You just do to me, being in the gym, the training side of it just enhances and fine tunes the body, whereas the diet is what really, really can transform your body to look leaner.
Now, how important is the dieting versus the training? Because there's a lot of people that do the training but don't do the dieting, and then there's a lot of people that do the dieting and they just never bother to go lift weights.
You can't have one without the other, honestly. If you aren't maintaining a great diet and you aren't eating healthy and eating a lot cleaner, if you're getting started within to on your journey to be healthier, getting in the gym is just almost pointless, because you aren't going to really lose a lot of the weight. You might see a little bit of a difference, especially if you pick up on your cardio. But, again, I can't emphasize on how one is not going to work without the other, because diet is 80%. And I'm sure we can say that 100 times. Diet is 80%. So, you can go work out in the gym twice a day and go hardcore, lifting heavy weights. But if you leave and are going through the drive-through of Burger King right after, or you don't have a very, disciplined and clean diet, you're not going to really see much of a difference.
Now, Steve, you got anything for your cast iron lady before we wrap it up here?
Yeah. We're going to go to that Krav Maga school here pretty quick. You have any thoughts on that?
Oh, Krav Maga. I don't know much about the sport. I was when I was in Denver, I was downtown, and they had some booths. I don't remember what festival I was at, and they had a booth there, which was really intriguing, because I believe it's a form of a type of a martial art from India, if I'm correct.
I believe it's
Israel.
Yeah.
Israel.
Yeah. My apologies. From Israel. So, you know what? I haven't had the training, but I've always wanted to do some form of training for.
I think this will be pretty intense. That guy teaches to all the FBI and cops around the New York City area and New Jersey area. We also got an invite to Ice Combat in LA that I'm friends with Brandon Jarrett there, and it's a similar style based on Jeet Kune Do, and that ought to be pretty intense too, because it's all street offense. It has nothing to do with the old school forms and katas or anything like that. It's all offensive stuff. So yeah, this will be a little fun. And then there's that Go Ruck training that we're going to just work our way into that boot camp thing and just scare their drill instructors at some point in time.
Boot camp. Oh my gosh, that's going to be so much fun. And it's always good to kind of, I feel, to integrate some of the different types of training. It doesn't necessarily have to be go hardcore, lifting weights and all that. If you can incorporate some other form of fitness into what you do, I mean, it's only going to enhance you that much more.
Exactly, yes.
Absolutely. So I'm really looking forward to that. And self-defense as a woman, some sort of something you can learn for self-defense, but I'm all for learning something, different, all types of different things in fitness instead of just lifting weights. I mean, once you have a love for, being healthier and working out, you welcome everything else with open arms.
I'm going to give them a little 45-minute seminar in Rochester when we're done with the filming. I seen how fast Danielle's hands are, and I called her, and I said, I'll give you a couple tricks that'll make you twice as fast. I said, then when you're up there, I said, I'll show you some stuff that definitely you can use, and it'll work against most people except very large, strong males. It won't, none of it'll work on that. It's just, there's too much of a strength and size difference. But on the average assailant, it'll work like a charm and make them be able to, exit the scene without having any problems happen to them.
Oh God, that sounds awesome. Yeah, these ladies, all the ladies we have on board so far are so amazing and wonderful and have a heart of gold. They're not only cast iron on the outside, but what we get to share with everybody is how cast iron strong they are on the inside too. I feel like it's all outside and inside with these wonderful ladies, with their stories, with their lives, and how they've incorporated. It's so inspiring.
Oh, I know. I mean, we fell in love with all these girls, and Rita cracks me up, so much. I mean, God, anybody that meets her has got to fall in love with her too. I mean,
how can they not?
Yeah, she's funny and serious at the same time.
Oh, she's hilarious, and she takes life to the fullest. No drama. She's just happy, just so fun-loving and always just making you laugh your butt off all the time. And it's so wonderful to be around that positiveness and all the joy, all of them.
I told her, yeah, she's got that "I'm the boss" saying. I told her, yeah, you're the boss of the dogs, and she said that I am.
Well, as we wrap up with you here, how can people connect with you online, whether that be your website or Facebook or Twitter or any of those?
Well, my Facebook is just Melinda Ann. My fan page is Melinda Ann Fitness Model, and then my website is up, and that is www.melindaann.com. But it's spelled MELINDANN.com.
Well, Melinda, I appreciate you making time for us today. Thanks for joining us here on Ion Fitness. And any final words for anybody out there?
Thank you. And you know what? I just want to say that thank you to all the supporters so far for really taking in, our dream and our story and just giving it all the love and support that you have.
Oh yeah, they've been very good to us. A lot of people.
I mean, it's amazing all over the world, that what we're getting, because fitness and being healthy is a language of the world that everybody wants. So just want to really say thank you for everything. And
we got blessed with an excellent camera crew in New York and elsewhere, like Sammy Valentine, Brian Hand, David Reyes, Jose, Jojo Sason. Yeah, we've been very fortunate.
Absolutely. So thank you. Stay tuned. We've got so much that's coming up, and we just can't wait to share it with everybody.
Well, it's amazing stuff. Melinda, thanks for being with us today. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Jiggy.
We'll talk to you later, dear.
Have yourself a wonderful day, Melinda. Appreciate it.
Will do. Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Thank you much.